What's up, everyone?
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
What's up?
Welcome to Black Wednesday on Savage Ladies of Metal YouTube. I like it. I like it. I thought of that
Whee!
earlier. And I'm your Crips Keeper, Fran of Savage Ladies of Metal. With me, our latest edition, full blown officially, Miss Crystal of Texas Metal Militia.
Hello.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
And with us today, we got Spokane, Washington's Fate Defined. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
How you doing?
How's the weather?
Fantastic.
How's the weather?
It's
cold as shit.
trying to snow.
Really? Really?
Oh yeah.
See, okay, she's jealous. I'm just gonna jump.
Yes.
I'm gonna be cool. This bitch kills me being in Texas. She's complaining that it's 80s and 90s, and she's loving it when I took pictures of snow last week here in Chicago. And I'm like, dude, it's like 40, 41, 38. Now it's like fucking 32. And she wants to trade places. Dude, I leave Chicago like that just because of the weather.
I'm tired of this weather.
I have no problem going to Texas. Let's roll. So anyway, moving back to it. You guys, would you like to introduce yourself, who you are, what you play, and who we're missing?
Yeah, sure. Kyle Willis, vocals, the founder of the band, and with what we're missing right now is Darren Hobble on drums, Kate Brown on bass, and Sam DeMars on guitar.
All right.
Then, my name is Dylan Rasco, and I play guitar.
All right. Well, thank you guys for making time on Black Wednesday.
Of course.
And sorry the guys couldn't make it. You know, I know you were saying one, had to work. A couple people are sick. It happens. But you guys made time today, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. There's a lot of appreciation going on tonight.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yep. Hey, it's the week of
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
yeah, that too. No, but time to be grateful. You know what? We could throw that one in there. We'll do that later, though. We'll get to the whole point of that. Moving forward, you guys. So you guys, tell us a little bit about Fate to Find. I mean, I know you guys just got signed. When was it? 2023 with Curtain Call Records.
Yeah.
And then you guys just released your EP earlier this year. What, summer?
Yeah, it was May, June, somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So early summer, you released your EP, and it's World in Flames.
Yeah. Well, we started here in Spokane right during COVID. It was 2020, and a bunch of guys just wanted to play metal, and we had a lot of motivation and stuff. So played one show during COVID. It was a Halloween show, and it was pretty rad. And then we had a member leave, and then we got lucky. Got Dylan and Sam to take the place, and we had a rework of how we wanted to attack the local scene and how we wanted to be as musicians, and we work our asses off, and we play fast, we play heavy, and we have fun, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, we have a pretty damn good thing going.
Shit.
That's great. And you guys were headliners at the Knitting Factory, right? How was that?
I'm glitching a little bit. I don't know if you guys were. I'm sorry about that.
We kind of worked with a couple bands, some friends of ours here in town that are trying to push local scene, because it's not LA, it's not New York, it's not Chicago. We don't have big execs or huge bands that are out of here. So the Knitting Factory is kind of like the pinnacle, if you will. It's like the bigger stage, and we have a lot of bands who are trying to be professional, trying to work their asses off, put out good music, put out good content, all the good stuff. And we put together what's called Metal Mayhem. It's probably used by 100 other things, but it's a Knitting Factory, and we get a draw for the local scene and push bands who would not otherwise get an opportunity to be on that big of a stage to get on there. So that's what it's all about. And we headlined it last year. Nothing is officially announced yet, but we're doing it again in June.
I love when they tell us all their little secrets.
One in the
Yes.
back, baby.
We get a lot of exclusives. We love when that happens.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you said maybe.
No, we're doing it. It's on.
Oh, you're definitely doing it. Okay,
Nothing's
cool.
been officially announced yet. So we haven't announced it. No one knows anything. But now y'all know, and whoever's watching knows. But we're running it back this year in June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
New talent, new energy, all good things.
And what is it called? It's Metal
Mayhem.
Mayhem. Okay. And so do you do everything just to help get their sound out? I mean, is it like well, obviously it's not quite a radio station, but it's a stage for them to play on. It's like a mini venue.
No, it's a big venue. It's like a 1,200 cap, 1,500 cap.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Okay. So it's yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent stage. So, like I said, the Knitting Factory here is kind of like it's where the nationals go. That and the casinos, right?
Right.
So for us, local bands to get on that big of a stage in front of a good crowd, that's not your typical bar with 20 friends and family showing up. It's a legit stage. The Rock 94.5, the big regional rock radio station, they're promoting it, so the city gets behind it a little bit, and the venue loves us. So we're pushing the scene to get bands that are professional, that sound good, have good energy on bigger stages.
And it's just like the local bands there in Washington, or
All local. Yeah,
wow.
all local.
So it's kind of like an open mic.
I wouldn't go that far because we do a vetting process.
Okay.
Us and another band, Enemy Mine, shout out. They, we're the ones who have been pushing it really hard. So we pick the bands basically, and it's bands who are like, showing out for the local scene, coming to shows, putting on professional sets themselves, and trying to be professional. It's because of our region, we have a lot of bands who they don't get to go out on tours. They don't get to, even Seattle is 5 hours away. So
Oh, wow.
trying to get on a stage that's big and to play for nationals and stuff is fucking hard out here. So we're pushing it.
Just random question. What's the population in Spokane?
It's a decent population.
There's just not much around that can help out with the scene.
It's Spokane, Washington is a big city with a small town mentality. That's what everybody says.
Okay.
It's pretty country out here. It's like the disparity is wild. We got like some country folks, like a lot of country folks, and then we have some rich ass people, and that's it. There's like no middle ground at all. That's it. Yeah.
Makes for interesting living situations, right?
It's wild out here. Yeah. Absolutely wild.
So
That's awesome
basically,
stuff.
it's all country music, not really too much metal, or
There's a lot of country, sure. I would say, and this might be, me being an idiot because that's what I pay attention to, but the underground metal scene out here, like the hardcore scene, the metalcore scene, deathcore, all that stuff, that's pretty goddamn prominent. That's a lot of that kind of stuff comes through. But I would say it's actually more like rock and roll, like old school, like your Kiss and your Nazareth kind of style rock and roll is like the big prominent thing out here. Like a lot of folks really dig the AC/DC kind of stuff.
oh,
We had
The godfathers of rock
Exactly.
and metal.
yes, and like there's a Led Zeppelin tribute band that's really prominent. They're out of LA. They came through a year ago or so, and they about sold the damn place out. So like people still get off on the old school rock and roll out here.
You know what I love? This is what I love about the country area. No offense to anyone who's country. I could not live out there. I'd go nuts if I had to drive more than 5 to 7 minutes to go to Walmart or some shit. Or one gas station for the entire town. I couldn't handle it.
God.
Props to you guys. I was exposed to that. And I say exposed 30 years ago when I was in an all-girls Catholic boarding school. You heard that right.
Happily converted.
You're like me, run by 150 nuns.
Ouch.
Needless to say, the whole town was literally a mile long.
I've
And
lived
I couldn't understand it. I'm like, dude, we have to go to Iowa to go to Walmart.
Yeah,
But
Spokane's not that bad, but
well, that's
it's-
good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never nightmares. Yeah, that's okay. Um, so I mean, that's good that amongst all the country that the metal scene is still pretty. It's still pretty wide open, and it sucks that you guys don't have many venues though. But I'm glad that's awesome that they come together and do that for the community, for the metal community, and give everyone a chance to get on stage, get their music heard. Do you guys live stream when you do that, or is it just random?
We haven't in the past. We might this time. I don't know. We're trying to push the envelope a little bit more this year or this coming year. It's done really well. We've sold a lot. All the bands make they make a lot of money on merch. The venue is super cooperative with us on that. So it's all good things. So we're trying to find ways to push it. So live streaming maybe, because we have a lot of fans. Like most of our fans, believe it or not, are in Seattle. The most of our listeners are out of Seattle, which is sick because we've played one show out there.
That's great. You know what? You left a hell of an impression.
Shit, I guess.
For one show to
Yeah.
keep them wanting more. That's good.
So yeah, it's it's definitely a thought to stream it because we have fans all the way out in Maryland and Florida, and we got some listeners in like Singapore and shit. So yeah,
Wow.
We'll see what happens.
yeah, we did live stream one of our shows. It was was that the Hybrid Festival?
Yeah. Oh
over
shit, I forgot
over
about
at State Line, and we ended up getting like 16,000 views or some crazy
Awesome.
shit like that. But that was the only time we ever really live streamed anything.
Mine came out positive, so maybe you can use that as a high hope for sticking to that format at least for now.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
using that, I mean that definitely helps. Streaming is big.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If you can't stalk the country, as I like to say, if you can't stalk the country, streaming's the next best bet.
It's the truth.
Yeah. Or you can become a spam professional like me, and we call ourselves promoters.
The walking billboards.
Yeah. I love crashing feeds, but yeah, that's cool as hell. And you guys are gonna set that up again. Now let's getting back to that though. So you're looking at maybe summer. This is kind of giving a little open advertisement and promotion, seeing how you guys broke the ice, or not broke the ice. You let everyone know here, and we'll just go a little bit further. So where do you usually hold that? What town is it in, etc.?
For Metal Mayhem?
Yeah.
Yeah, here in Spokane, Knitting Factory, downtown Spokane. That's really it. So it's going to be June 21st. And
are you guys going to play too?
Oh yeah, we're on the bill.
Are you going to be the headliner, seeing how you're the one throwing it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm not at liberty to talk about that yet. We're
You
working
weren't
with
supposed to tell us it was happening, right?
I don't know. I might get in trouble. I've been in trouble before. It'll be all right.
Oh, it's
no,
okay.
we're still working out the details of bands that are coming on. We're in talks with a couple bands, making sure that we make the right decision and making sure that they're up for the challenge. So
That's cool though.
yeah.
So is it a one-day event, or are you going to make a
One
festival?
Nah, we've talked about making it into a bigger festival, and eventually pulling in some like nationals, spending the money and doing it right.
Right.
But we don't have like investors and stuff yet onto what we're doing. It's mostly just like the scene supporting the scene,
That's cool.
which is metal as fuck, and I'm all here for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Absolutely.
And how many bands are there? on the plane?
Last year we ran 5, but it got a little wonky with set times, and there were some technical issues on the venue side.
Yeah.
So we're running back to 4. So it's pretty like a normal show for the sake of this right now. But yeah.
So do bands have to submit for the chance to hit that stage?
Not necessarily. We've had bands that have like shown interest, and they're like, hey, can we do it or whatever. But they don't. may not necessarily have the right sound or have the right vibe or
Right.
be professional or whatever. So it's more of like if we see you working your ass off and you're supporting the scene, we want you, and that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone, now you know.
Hell yeah.
So keep your ears peeled. And so when are you supposed to announce that?
When when the Knitting Factory announces it.
We won't tell them, we promise.
Yeah, send them a
But
strongly worded email.
But
We won't say shit.
we will be promoting it though.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, Crystal, go ahead, sweetheart, take over.
I was gonna ask about the Purgatory song. That song is like 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
What were you thinking, or what were you like feeling at that moment of writing that song?
Ironically, Purgatory is a long wait.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked because people. I'm not gonna play it all. When people talk about Purgatory, all they say is, "That's a long fucking song." No one makes 8+ minute songs anymore.
A lot of people do actually. It's not as common, but it does happen. It does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the songs that Dylan and I listen to are long ass songs, and I kind of like that stuff. There's vibes behind it. There's feeling behind it. It's musically good, in my opinion. Whatever. So Purgatory came from a lot of depression.
Oh, really?
A lot of life changes during COVID and everything. Lost a lot of friends. I lost like 3 consecutive grandparents inside of a year and a half, and moved across the country. So like all my very, very close friendships, people that I loved and people that I considered family, they're gone. Not gone forever, but it's a text on Christmas isn't the same, all the time. But I wrote the lyrics behind a little guitar lick that wasn't fully sussed out. So it was just poetry, and I just writing about the idea of being stuck and missing people in a way, but being stuck with them, and you can't forget you can't forget them, and their presence is always felt. So it's a tough thing to
I get it. Kind of like they're in the past, but you're not moving forward.
Yeah, in that kind of way, and not like in a longing kind of way, but in like
right.
The
longing, I miss you kind of way. Like
it's tough to move on. You like in some ways the people that are no longer with you physically, but they're with you mentally or whatever. Sometimes you want them to go away just so you can move forward.
I get that.
The song is kind of cool. It's actually like the first project I hit Dylan with. And I
now,
was
how hard you hit him? Did you like smack him upside his head?
It's a cast iron frying pan. Yeah.
I still have a mark right here.
Oh yeah.
Did it hurt?
No.
Then he didn't do it hard enough. Do it again.
He's got an iron jaw, that man. So I hit him with it, and I was like, this is where it came from. This is what it is. And Dylan's a really passionate dude, and he kind of took it and ran with it. So that whole clean part he sussed out, and there's just a lot of stuff that both the guys gravitated to, and we wanted it to split in two. Like the first part being you're aware that you're stuck in this purgatory, and then the whole second half is just this actually breaking free. But it got kind of dark. If you check the lyrics out for the second part, when it gets heavier, it's more of like the only way to finally be free is to end it all. So that was kind of the way that it went.
It's kind of a very morbid,
deep.
dark.
Yeah. I like writing, really sweet and happy things.
There's so many things to smile about today.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
You can smile sarcastically and kill somebody 100 times, and right behind that smile, be like, "What's up, man?
Yeah, that's how it
You
goes.
died 20 times right now. Keep talking."
I've got those looks before. I know exactly how it is.
Yeah, I get that.
Go ahead, Dylan.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if I could compare Purgatory to anything, it would be like Metallica's One off of their Justice record. It's just kind of, for the first few minutes of the song, it's clean, ballady, hits you in the feels, and then it just kind of complete 180. And it goes heavy, it goes fast, and yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's I get what you're saying, Dylan, because it's like, the first couple, first couple of notes kind of grabs you right away, and you're just waiting, and then all of a sudden you're just like, it's almost like you find it's like in your own head. If it's seeing how the lyrics and each note is based off of the sound you're trying to portray for the music. It's like all of a sudden you just tweak, and it's just like you have to scream to get it out, and now you have a lot to fucking say.
Yeah, and it's actually funny you say that, because if like those of the people who know what One is about, it's literally about a man who was at war, lost his arms, all of his limbs, so arms, legs gone. He's blind and he can't speak.
Yep.
And so he's just this living being that can't do anything, and
he's trapped in his own shell, and that's his head.
All he can do is think, and it's really
I don't like bringing it up too much, but I actually know what that's like to a degree. I was in a massive car accident in 2018, and I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. Damn. And everyone thought I wasn't here because I had a massive brain injury, and they didn't know that I could understand them and that I was listening. Well, kind of. But they had no idea that I could comprehend anything, because looking into my eyes, they said they saw nothing but emptiness. But apparently I was listening very well, and I could hear. And it's like in your head, just like you see what's going on. You want to say something, and you can't. And I lived like that for a few months before I started learning to be able to talk again. And that was a battle. That was a battle. And then look at me now. You would never believe I didn't know anything.
No, you look great.
No. It's like, how do you shut up in Italian? Well, a car accident's not going to fucking do it. What else are you going to do?
I love it.
You can tie my hands all you want. I still got legs, whatever. But, yeah, so, I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I felt. So I get what you're saying when you explained it, relating it to One as an example. And that's kind of how it was. It was just like you kind of just right away you grab into it, and you're just kind of chilling with it, and all of a sudden it's just like, and that's kind of like in my head. It was just like, all right, I'm literally going post. I'm about to lose my shit. I need to get this out.
Definitely, and that's that's kind of where it came from. In my last job, I worked a lot traveling. I was in San Antonio actually for 9 straight months in a hotel. No friends, no family around, and just working every day during COVID too, which sucked ass. But being stuck in a hotel, not being able to like get feelings and stuff out, or like really have meaningful conversations and stuff, it's like being trapped. So I felt trapped, and I wrote pretty much that. It was.
I can imagine.
Yeah, no, it's. Definitely
lost in your own head at that point.
It's kind of like The Shining, you go insane, but not.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But all children are safe.
Why you less murderous? No kids. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was definitely a trip. So that came from me being stuck in a hotel for 9 months straight. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got a question. Okay, now you said that you guys, the birth of the band was during COVID.
Yeah.
How do you start a band during COVID? Most people say that they started just before. You actually started during it. Like, did you guys already know each other?
No.
And you had some tracks set up already and said, fuck it, let's just do something because we're bored? I mean, how does that come about?
Nothing like that. So, timing. The thing with this band is everything has been organic. Everything has just, it's almost as if it like happened for a reason in a way. I'm not really a big, believer in destiny necessarily, but
ironic you say that with your band being called.
I know, right? I was trying
an oxymoron there.
I was sitting here going, "Don't say fate, don't say fate," and then fuck me, here we are. But no, so I lived on the East Coast for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm actually born and raised here in Spokane. And I was out there for the military and, whatever else I was doing. And then literally the beginning of COVID, I moved cross country when my grandfather died. So that's what that was. And came back home trying to be with family. And I was in a band out there and we were, touring and playing and all that stuff was great. But I needed to be back on stage. I needed to, get back into music and do things right, do things, more open and free. And I came across, just by happenstance, my drummer, Darren, he and I linked up and that's been it. Everything else has happened from that. And it was like, we listened to two different styles and everything. And, his style is way different than mine. And we just clicked right from the jump, and we've been together through all this shit. So we pulled in guys that just felt right. Like Cade is an amazing talent, and the dude just loves music and he wants to play. And we're like, okay, yeah, you want to just make loud noises? Fuck yeah, let's do it. And then with getting Dylan and Sam in, complete happenstance that it worked out. We interviewed Dylan and he fucking knocked it out of the park. And then Dylan had a connection to Sam on accident through another person, and Sam called while we were rehearsing, and we got Sam in. That's it. Everything has just kind of fallen into place for us.
Hence the name. I like that.
Yeah. So
that had nothing to do with COVID.
No,
I mean, it's during COVID, but the name just kind of just worked out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the name kind of thing was like, you can take it for whatever you want, but I believe that the only fate that we all share is that we all die, and that's really it. So again, back to happy, cheerful thoughts.
Well, if you're from the northern part of the states, I know a lot of southern states do. Not all of them do, but two things in life guaranteed: death,
taxes. Tax and death. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's just it. Like we had shows that we were trying to book during COVID that they all got canceled for one reason or another, and I mean, shit just happened to work out. We happened to make music. We happened to get into a cool studio, and we put out our first song, and then just kept going from there. And I mean, everything's worked out. Everything, the whole adage of everything happens for a reason. I mean, I don't always believe in that, but I kind of believe in that for this. So,
or nothing's a coincidence. Everything just happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about your EP. So you released that this past summer, and it's called World in Flames. Now, I usually try, and Crystal, don't say nothing. I usually try to avoid certain aspects of certain questions, but I'm gonna assume. Yes, I'm saying assume because I like ass too, and
I'm a fucking child.
I don't want to grow up.
Right.
Well, not totally. I mean, if the Toys R Us pop back up, I'm not leaving that bitch for an hour. I'm going to be poking everything. So, World in Flames, is that based? I would assume the world of now, our reality that we are all living in. Is it based on that, or is there a specific story that you are telling with that title?
It's definitely open-ended. Yes is the short answer. Longer answer is. I wrote that. Was it? Yeah, it was last year, right? Yeah, last year. I wrote.
Which one? Because Flames was
Flames specifically.
Flames was before Metal Mayhem 1. It was right. It was right. Like probably May of 22 is when we were first getting that out there.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, so the lyrics came together end of summer because our entire state was on fire, literally on fire.
You guys get a lot of those wildfires, man. I mean, we all know that they set that shit on purpose. It doesn't randomly happen the same time every fucking year.
It's its own season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Dylan's saying. I mean,
Yeah.
we all say it out here. Like the East Coast, well, the Southeast, they got hurricane season. We got wildfire season. It's a real thing, and it's always some asshole doing a fucking gender reveal or lighting off fireworks or some shit every time.
Oh, those gender reveal things. Oh my god.
And it's a white family, and the smoke comes out black. What does everyone do?
So I wrote it literally about everything being on fire around us. We had some musician friends who lost their homes, people who literally died and everything. Like it's a tough thing. But everything around us being on fire, and I took it as Mother Nature getting her revenge on mankind being shitty. But it is definitely metaphoric in that our whole entire world is just a fucking mess. So
Agreed.
yeah, so everything's kind of on fire, and people pay the consequences for people's actions.
And there's not enough piss coming down from the sky to put that bitch out.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, that's there is literal, like, I wrote this for this reason, but there's always a metaphor behind it. So
Absolutely, there's always a story behind every song, behind every lyric, everything. Yeah. That's why, I'd like to know sometimes. I mean, some of it's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes there's another side of the story you don't think about.
Definitely. Yeah.
It could mean something else totally to the person who's writing it. Well, based on that, we actually do have your lyric video for World in Flames, and with your permission, I would love to play it.
Hit it.
Beautiful. Let me get that up there.
Play the fucking song.
Deconstruction, destroy all we create. Siphon for every reason. Fire, she takes revenge. Smoke fills our lungs.
was a badass song. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to call myself out. I said lyric video. I did have both. And I picked the one apparently. I didn't have the lyric. No, sorry. But let me kick that off. I got to say, the imagery for the album is fucking hilarious when you think about it. Okay. It's, it's, I'm not trying to make a mockery of it. And I know you get what I'm saying with this.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you actually look at it, Crystal, I don't know if you were paying attention to the imagery, but he had this that's, he was saying that it's based on the wildfires out there, right? And, suffocate, annihilate, desecrate, everything's up in ash, up in storm, flames. You're choking on the, I mean, I got all that, with the lyrics. And then all of a sudden you see that couple that are fucking on fire and they're just like, smile. And right away, while I'm watching this, while I'm listening, I'm thinking to myself, these are TikTokers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I'm thinking, I'm like, and that's literally what the world has come to. It's like, dude, it's the end of the world. Everyone's just like, hold on, just in case we survive. Smile, come on, you guys, come on, let's smile real quick. I'm picturing this while I'm listening to this song because I'm looking at the imagery.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at too.
And it's, but it's a reality check. It's like it shows you what the world has come to, and how. I don't want to say selfless. I want to say selfless. Selfish has become a very common word, unfortunately, in today's society, and that's not just music. That means just in general. But the irony of that album and the way life really is and how things are today. While shit is going to hell, literally behind you, it's all about you. It doesn't matter. You're not. As long as you're still standing, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be smiling. And you're gonna be front and center for that shit. That's how and that's kind of like the imagery I was getting while I'm listening to the music, and I'm seeing that image. I don't know if that was where you were going with that, but that's just 100%. Like what's popping in my head.
Yeah, that's actually, we had a couple artists give it a shot to nail down what we were aiming for, but we all we spent like an entire rehearsal day just talking about how we wanted the art, and I was like, I want to see someone walking their dog, pushing the stroller, taking selfies, doing the thing, living life while literally everything is falling apart. And that was the thing out here.
Oh, sorry.
There's, like I said, people died out here from wildfires, and it happens every year. People lost their homes. There were people that came from the west side of the state to go and loot houses that were evacuated.
Wow.
So
that's insane.
Yeah, is the horrible side of humanity that people's lives are being ruined by things in this regard, kind of Mother Nature in a way, but I mean, it's our fault. But also, no one really gives a shit. Yeah. And that's the crazy thing. Like, people are suffering all the time, and hey, let's take a selfie. Let's do another TikTok dance or some shit. And that's just that's the reality we live in.
You know what? No, that's straight up legit. You ever think about, we all watched all the videos and everything on media. We all do it, and there's so many people that somebody could be literally being robbed right in front of them and begging for help. And instead of helping, they pull out their phone and just start recording and standing there instead of calling 911 or trying to be a humane person and help it, whatever, for whatever reason. I mean, it's those phones are the death of society.
Yeah.
As much as they are a very big, vital part of our life, it has taken it owns us. We don't own the phones. The phones own us. And it has taken a lot away from the people and what really matters in life. You miss everything that's going on. Everyone jokes around about this. When you hang out with friends now, nobody wants to go outside. Let's all get together. Let's hang out. What's everyone doing? It's like, I don't even want to hang out with people anymore. I'm like, nah, man. I'm not gonna go to the bar, spend $100 and play on my phone. And everyone's like, well, not everyone does Savage Ladies of Metal. I'm like, true, but I'd still be doing it. At least mine's work based, but it doesn't. It's and I got friends that bust people out all the time, and they yell at me. I got friends that rip my phone out of my hand when I come in their house. They rip it out of my hand. Nope, no business, no phone. They're like, no, we get a half hour of Fran. And then after 20 minutes, they're like, here, take your phone back. But but no, what you're saying though, I mean, it's legit. It's everyone's just humanity has it's not even it's just another word in the dictionary now. It's not a reality anymore.
It's the truth. Yeah.
Do you guys have plans to make a video with that song?
No,
No?
we talked about it. Studio, was kind of our main focus. We wanted to spend the time. We experimented with how the recording process went. We just tried something new entirely. Just seeing what catches. So the focus was on the studio time, on the recording process, on the writing process. So we kind of steered away from doing music videos and stuff like that. So. We do want to do another music video, but it's going to be on whatever comes next, not on that.
The
Right.
only music video you have is the Knitting Factory one, right?
No. We have Your Own Hell. That's our only official music video we sent in. So
And how was that experience?
that was great.
It was a sweaty mess.
Oh, why? What happened?
So we have a close friend. His name is Ryder Naren, or not Ryder. Remind
Riker. You're
Riker.
close.
That's
Riker
right.
Morrow. Yeah.
How close is he?
Ryder.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I forget my kids' names.
Yeah, no,
I forget my own kids' names. Don't worry about it.
You meet so many people doing this. It's
I know.
hard to keep them all in track. But no,
I call everybody Hun. You can't go wrong. The way
Yeah.
piss off with your boyfriends and girlfriends, but you won't fuck up the name then.
Yeah, Ryder's a different. He's his own musician, and he shows up to a lot of our shows.
Badass dude.
But yeah, Riker, we showed up to his garage where he kind of built his own little recording studio in there, and it was midsummer, so it was 95 degrees in this garage. We were wearing all black because it's a metal music video, of course.
Is that the only time you wear black?
What's that?
Is that the only time you wear all black? I'm just saying. When I look at my closet, if I see anything with color, it still throws me off.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 9.5 hours of giving energy and working with that music video, and it was a long, hot day, and yeah, it was interesting.
Pretty bad.
For sure.
It was nuts. Darren's our drummer. His hands were bleeding after because he had to play the song, and shooting a music video is something you have to do it over and over and over and over again. And so yeah, he wore himself out and sweating and he wasn't wearing gloves or nothing and just fucking tore his hands up. So it was,
I was going to ask, when Darren's playing when he's playing the drums when it's almost 100 degrees, that's probably what 95 before the heat index, probably, right?
Oh yeah.
That's hot as shit. Anything like us, when you're playing outside at 95-degree heat and you're a drummer and you're sitting here banging your shit. I wouldn't want to stand in front of him. I'd be worried that his hand would be all sweaty and wet and those sticks would go flying.
Surprised he didn't lose them.
And no fans, no anything or what?
We had one fan, didn't we? There was a fan in there.
And she cheered the whole time.
One little fan.
It was some little box fan. I have no idea. I don't remember. It was kind of a blur.
Oh my god.
Damn. So it turned out good though, right? It was worth the 9 hours of swamp bass, right?
I think so. We got a lot of compliments on it. So Your Own Hell is kind of Dylan's baby. That was the very first thing that he did. He'd been working on that prior to joining us, and then we took it and ran with it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun for sure. And people dig that song live. It's a little bit heavier live than it is on the video, but yeah, it's good shit.
That's awesome. So now, you guys, you're not writing any music right now, are you?
Oh, we are.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
Hell yeah. So
I thought I saw something. I'm sorry, I thought I saw something that you guys weren't. I'm like, I swear I thought they were. But I asked just to make sure, regardless.
We stay pretty low key. I'm gonna be honest. We're not super good at doing the social media thing. That's obviously
you're doing just fine.
Yeah. so we don't announce that like, oh yeah, hey, we're working on new music, we're writing this, check out this new thing. It's none of that. When it's done, people will know about it, and that's kind of how it is. But we are working on new music. We have 2 tracks that are pretty well sussed out, and we're not 100% sure how we want to go about it. Whether we drop an album, whether we drop another EP, whether we drop singles. Who
What
knows?
do you prefer? Do you prefer albums or singles?
That's a great question. I think it's tough to give a good answer to that because I've been told multiple things from multiple different people in the industry, other bands, producers, engineers, all the stuff, and everyone has a different answer. In this day and age, in the social
For your
media,
personal opinion.
I like albums.
Yeah.
Personally, I like albums. The tough thing with albums for an independent band looking for some record label executive to sign us and give us $1 bajillion to go tour the world. That's what we want. The thing is, we have to stay relevant, and putting out a record, it's not necessarily going to get heard, all of it, right?
Right.
We could have a single that goes with the album and people gravitate to it, but then there's 9 other tracks that
to back it up, yeah.
no one hears, and that's a tough thing.
Saying, yeah. That's
so people in this clickbaity kind of world that we live in, we can put out a video, like a TikTok video or an Instagram video, and play 30 seconds of a track, and people go, "Oh, this is sick. What is this?" And we can point them to a single or an EP that is likely to be heard better than, here's a full album. Let us know what you think. Who the fuck's going to listen to it anymore? You know what I mean?
Especially locally.
Especially locally. That's for sure. Yeah. That's for sure true. You sell a CD or whatever, and people are going to listen to what they heard or what they like, and then they might not hear the whole thing. It's a really tough thing. Now, we have friends in another band, and they just dropped a CD, dropped a whole album pretty recently, and I listened to it front to back, first track to the last track, and I took notes on every song. I listened to everything.
Yeah.
But that's me. That's because I'm a fucking old man at this point, and that's just how I did it forever. I don't know how else.
Yeah, I do this every time. I'm old school as fuck.
Yeah.
Everything is, I write everything fucking down. Ask Crystal. I was telling her, I'm like, girl, let me tell you how many notebooks I have.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And I save them. I literally have like the multiple Bibles of Savage history, of notes, of everything, of bands from all over the world. Like all kinds of crazy shit, man. It's like, it's a lot of them, they're just, I never get rid of them. You never know when you're going to need them. You never know what you need to know and who you want to reach out to. And there's a lot of details I take with bands. And there's a lot of things I do on the side that people don't know I do, besides pull all my hair out, whatever's left of it.
That's
Which
got some...
doesn't seem to be not less, it's just I'm a walking fucking mop. But I mean, I get it, it's, I understand exactly what you're talking about. Why, if somebody wants to know what else you got, let me hear more. And then all of a sudden you don't have any.
And that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
so like,
I get it.
People go like, hey, we want more. We only have 6 songs out, right?
But it's a good start though.
It's a decent start. And but it's a tough thing. Like if we try to release music, we want everyone to hear everything. I want people to read every single word that I wrote. I'm sure the boys, they all want to hear like, oh, at 2 minutes and 18 seconds, I did this little lick thing here and it's really sick. We want people to hear that. Right. But are people in this day and age going to gravitate to full-length albums? For an independent band, who fucking knows? So we're going to spend $10,000 in a studio to try to get people to listen to a full album. It's tough. It's a tough gamble every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I feel soapboxy. I'm so sorry.
No.
Dylan, save me from myself.
No, it's all good. All right. So so you're writing some more music.
Hell yeah.
And do you have any ideas on what's now you? So you're aiming to do it. Are you aiming for an album, or you don't know yet what direction it's going?
Yeah, the next thing we do is we're trying to get a full album out.
Okay.
Yep.
So when are you hoping for that? Like the end of 25?
Well, the initial goal is hopefully mid next year.
Okay.
But obviously things don't always go to plan, so we'll just kind of see how that goes.
Just riding that wave.
Yeah,
I
we're
get
working
it.
on it.
Yeah.
And how many songs? So,
We don't know yet. Like I said, we have two that are pretty well sussed out, and realistically, we could take what we have and kind of run with it. The catch is, how soon do we release a single? You know, 'cause
Right.
people are going to be wanting to hear new stuff, and if we're trying to hit the road, which is our goal in 2025, is to be on the road. That's what we're trying to go for.
Yeah.
You know, we got festivals in mind, tours in mind, that kind of stuff.
Again, yeah. Well, that's the best time to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we want to have new stuff, but we do want to have a full length album. It's just a matter of how quickly can we churn stuff out, how quickly can we get together and knock out every aspect of the songs, and also we're trying to work with a no shit producer so that we can get things done professionally and have a better shot at the vision being seen through how we envision it. You know what I mean?
yes.
So that's that's what we're aiming for. So, I mean, how many tracks? I don't know. How soon? It really depends. Maybe we end up come February or whatever. We say fuck it and we drop an EP. Who knows?
Do you have a schedule set up that you guys have talked about how often you want to drop your drop single? I'll just say releases. Are you going to do it quarterly? Just like once every. There's bands. Depending on how many songs are on the album, of course, we'll drop it every couple of months. Or they'll drop it quarterly, or just they'll drop 2 a year and just let it blow up, and then just say take the album. Do you guys have an idea of what you plan on doing?
Nothing scheduled. No, we're kind of just doing it how it feels, how it comes across us. That's kind of what we're doing. Yeah.
Then what's the goal for this album?
Better, heavier. I mean, like,
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to for a musician to say worse. Really? Let's talk about that one.
People really seem like they're trying to just shoot down,
Right?
Yeah, I mean, essentially all of the stuff we've already done it's been quite the learning process for all of us, me especially, because like before these guys, I'd never done anything like this. I mean, maybe just some open mic nights here and there, but I mean, we were all kind of new to this whole tracking thing and being in the studio and filming music videos and that kind of stuff. And sometimes
very demanding.
Yeah, it is. It's just demanding, stressful, tiring. There's a lot that goes into it that most people don't even realize. And like I said, it's a learning process. You're still learning how to do all that kind of stuff. So now that we have kind of our category out right now, we know like what we weren't happy with, what we need to try to change, what we can do to make our next project better. And hopefully all of that goes well.
And do you also write as well? Or the band, or who's the writer?
All of us dabble in it. We like one person may come up with an idea, and we'll just bring that to practice and be like, we'll all just kind of put our own influence into it.
I'm a big proponent for everybody having composition rights, so there's not one person who's just putting together everything and then everybody adheres to what that is. I've been in a band like that and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, definitely.
So everybody writes, and if you bring something to the table, you are also open to critique, so that way it can fit. So if one of the guitars brings something and it's like, hey, I hear what you're doing, but what if we did, added this on the end of it or whatever, we can implement it until it fits everybody. Because you're trying to get 5 dudes with 5 different influences, different styles, different approaches, different visions to make one thing is insane. So yeah, I want everybody to have, the writing ability, and everyone does, definitely. We talk about like, hey, I think it would sound good if you did this, and then people give it a try and they're like, I'm going to do this instead, and then it works. And I think our music is pretty fucking cool. So
I do too.
Yeah, thank you. We have 5 guys putting stuff together as a group. I think it's pretty rad.
Yeah. Everybody has to work together. I mean, can't be just
Absolutely.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so things to come. We're hoping for that new album.
Fuck yeah.
Hopefully, mid
Yeah.
25 ish, but either way, in 25, one way or another.
We're gonna have new music out. So like I said, we're working on something right now, and it's gonna be coming soon. Our next aim is we're actually opening up for Head PE on
Yes.
January 10th. Which is
So freaking cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love Head PE.
Where's that going to be at?
That's at the District Bar, downtown Spokane.
When is it?
January 10th.
January 10th, downtown Spokane.
So
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Yeah, Head PE, they're badass. Those guys are awesome.
I love them. I've opened up for them before. They're fucking killer. I love them.
Yeah,
I've
they're
seen them
insane.
live.
Have you ever seen them live?
Yeah, a few times.
Dude,
Yeah.
their stage presence is insane. It's like you literally wish you were cross-eyed so you could see everything that's happening on both sides. Luckily, I can do it. I can actually make myself cross-eyed, but only one eyeball moves. I see both of them don't move, only one does, and everyone's like, "That's creepy as fuck." I'm like, "Yeah."
Do it right now, friend.
I'm not kidding. I can actually do that. I can get close, and I can even do it right now too. You're probably creeping us out. Want to see it?
Yeah.
Hit it. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
Let's see.
It's not too often I'll show my hidden talents. Hold on a minute. All right, it's gonna get. Watch. All right, I'm gonna look right at it. Tell me if you see it. All right, ready?
Don't like that.
Oh my God.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I can go back and forth with it once.
That's like American Horror Story type of thing.
And then I got a giant red vein that makes it worse. Yeah. And I don't know. I can't make them both move. I don't know. I can't make my ears move. I can make my nostrils flare. That's about it. You know, my tongue's super super wide, but it does not reach my. It doesn't reach my nose. Anyway, moving forward. Let's move on from that. What the fuck's wrong with me?
So at the Head PE show, we are aiming to potentially debut a new song live. So we'll see.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's the aim. You never know what can happen.
That's actually like the best thing to do.
I think
is
so.
to announce to catch people off guard and just do it to the larger audience, and that's how you get it out to a broader perspective right away. Because then they hear it live, they want to know if it sounds killer live. They definitely want to know what that album sounds like. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what draws attention. I can't tell you how many. That's not not so much as a booking agent, or just in in Savages at all, just in general, where you hear you hear music from your favorite bands or your artists, and you go to see them live, and it's like, the fuck, you sound like shit. It ruins the whole fucking love and feel you have for it. It's like I've literally just thrown the CDs, be like, dude, I just lost interest. It's a great song, but it's like, dude, it's different things. Sometimes they also, of course, they sing too when they're live.
Hate that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're like, and and shit like that, you're dancing all over the place and you're going crazy. I can understand having that as a backup track, because you're dancing. But then when there's a glitch, then you find out, can they really? Because a lot of them are trying to sing with it, but just to make it look legit, and then you hear them go. Ah!
I mean, at the same time, though, I feel like that's just part of it. That's just part of the live experience.
Yeah, well, it's part of something.
I mean, like, yeah, you have the overall performance of a song, but then you also have the songwriting.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it, man. But as much energy as it takes with you guys, and some musicians get even more energetic. They'll start doing all kinds of shit, throwing the guitars around, doing all kinds of flips, jumping on the fucking audience, and still not missing a fucking note. That's insane. I could barely walk straight.
It's one of our things. Like, we feed off the goes for any artist. If you're a live performing artist, and you base yourself off of your live performances, that doing that kind of shit, feeding off the crowd is everything. We've played.
Yes, it feeds you.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. We played. Was it our last show? No, it wasn't our last show. It was a couple shows ago. We played a show at a venue, and none of our fans really up. We had the headliner, and whatever. But it was people who don't gravitate to very fast, very heavy in your face kind of metal.
Mhm.
So
Right.
the whole show cursing at them, just wake the fuck up and that kind of thing. But then we have shows with our people, and our people had a circle pit go for 30 straight minutes. I mean, that's the shit that we gravitate towards, like headbanging and going nuts,
Yeah.
and just we'll go crazy on stage. And like our bassist, his straps have been broken off and stuff. Our Sam, he lost a strap. Like our live shit it's a lot of energy for
You ever
sure.
lose a strap, throw a guitar around your head, break strap, so your guitar goes flying. You're like, oh shit.
We definitely do that.
Or Kyle forgets his lyrics.
Yeah,
That's live music, baby.
I've seen a lot of singers do that.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, Metallica did it. They during Ride the Lightning on the Some Kind of Monster record, James says during the last verse, like he sings, "I forgot the fucking words," and I love that. And it happens. That's live music, man.
He rode with it.
Exactly.
He rode with it. He
Yeah.
probably carried that note too.
Yeah. Get to the tune and it's great. It's phenomenal stuff, man. So I hear you. Backing tracks, they kind of ruin. Like we've played with bands who've used them, and we're like, who are we to judge? We're nobodies, right? We're just some guys who play music, and that's really it at this point. But it loses its feeling, and as a fan perspective, and I don't want to see your shit if you're just relying on tracks to
Right.
carry your
Yeah, it
sound.
doesn't-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather see a band who the lead singer forgets the words and the guitarist pops a string and the drummer's stick goes flying off into space. I'm here for that. That's live music.
But
That's
yeah.
punk rock, baby. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
The natural way.
When you expect the unexpected, it makes it more entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have
Makes you more
so many
human,
memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it's all about. Like you can connect with, if you're connecting with lyrics of songs, or with you're connecting with like leads or the musicality of something, and you're like, oh, I feel this, I connect with this, and then you see live that they're also just humans. It makes it all better, I think.
Yeah.
Putting on a show, that's all you got to do. It's like, I've been on a huge I Prevail kick lately, and when like one of their shows, Gabe Alguera, it's their drummer, he was cooking waffles the whole show.
Really?
And he was like throwing
On
them out
stage?
yeah.
And
I've
he's chucking
seen-
waffles out.
Yeah. It's the best thing ever.
It'd be like, you don't need syrup. You got my sweat. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I
I want to do shit like that. It's just
That's
so
awesome.
fucking fun.
Dude, that's hilarious. He's cooking waffles and he's chucking waffles.
I've seen a performer doing a tattoo on a person in the audience. Like, what the hell? I mean,
Well, you know what?
That's
definitely
insane.
a
How do
one
you
of a
do that?
kind.
Yeah, I'm all
That's some
for that
crazy
stuff.
shit. That's cool as hell, though. That's cool as hell.
I like the old school stuff, like Eddie Vedder climbing up to get a mic.
Oh,
up on
yeah.
the-
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
right. That's
the grunge era.
we don't see shit like that anymore.
No,
It's-
yeah. I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah.
Get me up on a 5-foot stage, dude. When I MC, even 5-foot stage, I'm like, I don't like heights. I mean, 5 feet, I don't mind. But people are shocked when I say this.
Right.
I also don't like an audience. Well, I mean, it's not. I don't like the audience, but I have stage fright.
I do too.
Ironic, based
I
on
used-
what I do, and I'm like, doing this. The only people in front of me are the couple of people in front of me. And whether it's broadcasted on YouTube or not, it doesn't matter. Because I'm not looking at the people directly, and then when I'm on stage and I'm seeing my shows, because I'm a booking agent also, I'm like, I'm slamming shots, like everyone, we as fans, what do you do? What do you have anything you do before every show, before you go on stage, and they all say, some of them pray, some of them do this, some of them do that. Some don't care and just go up. Me, I'm for the first 45 minutes while I'm trying to organize and everything running. I'm like, give me a shot. It's the only time you will actually see me drinking, because I need to calm the fuck down, because I know I'm going to be looking at minimum 300 faces when I first open, when I first get up on that stage, because of course, it always grows, through the evening. We all know that. And and I'm just, even if it's only 20 people, I'm like, I forget who the fuck I booked. And and I'm rushing to get off that stage, and I'm like, nope, and everyone's laughing. They're like, you were fine. I'm like, dude, I booked the show. It takes 6 months minimum to set the shit up, and I couldn't even remember who the fuck I was talking to.
What do you guys do before you go on stage?
I like to have a little powwow. We don't like pray or do shots or nothing like that, but we just have like a little talk. Everybody have the right energy, have the right headspace. This is what we love doing, and then we just go do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll depend on the show too.
For sure.
Like some of our bigger, better shows will actually have like like a sports team huddle and be like, hey dude, like this is what we've worked for. This is what
it's like a pep talk.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, look how far we've come to get here. Look how much blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this, and we're fucking here. We're doing it. And that it just really gets us in the mood, and
that's when you say, let's rip that fucking cut open and fucking
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no, that's awesome. You guys, I want to keep going. I'm really excited to know that you guys have got more music coming out. I'm glad I was introduced to you guys. I do like your music. I think you guys definitely got a killer sound. And it's not too often we get the West Coast or Pacific Coast. Same thing. See, for us, it's the West Coast. You're west of Chicago, so it's west of me still. But it's not, and I really am trying to. That's something I was telling Crystal. I'm like, we need to tap the West Coast, and because it's a little harder to get through to the Western states. I'm beating around the bush with what I want to say. But it's like a whole different world for the same style thing, for the same style of music, which is funny, but it's literally a different world in the States, which is crazy to say that, and we really so I'm really glad that we got to meet you. I mean, there's been a few other bands in the last few several years have been doing this from the West Coast, and it's like, okay, I was telling her yesterday, I'm like, we got to start crashing some states. And I'm like, we got to start poking some bears.
Definitely.
And it's like we got to cover that up. So we interview bands from all over the world, and we've barely tapped into the Western Pacific coast of our own damn country.
We need more bands.
Use us. Yeah, let us be your catalyst onto the West. We're all here for it. I mean, we're trying to break out too. We're like into like Texas is on my mind. We almost booked a show in Chicago.
What happened there?
It just fell through. Band support.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names. Just didn't work out. But it is what it is. So yeah, we're not fucking around for 25. So our goal is to get out and away from here. Because I mean, as much as we love it, like our second home is Montana. We played Montana, and Montana goes so fucking hard every time. But they're also 4+ hours away.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get out and trying to see the world. We got fans all over, and we want to play for them. We got fans in Texas, and I want to go hard in Texas. It's Chicago kicks ass. That whole region, we want to be a part of it. So that's what we're aiming for.
Hell yeah, goals 25, 26, make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you start heading towards the Midwest, hit up Savage Ladies. Maybe we can help and get in on that.
We'll be in talks for sure.
Yeah. You guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And this was a lot of fun. And definitely, everyone, check out World of Flames, their latest EP. Also, you heard their song. And the World of Flames song. And, I still love that image. It's like, as I'm talking, I'm thinking of the image of the album. Of the couple saying smile while they're torching away. It's so bad though, but it's amusing to me. Yeah, it's okay. And new music, you are working on it, and you got a show January 10th with Headpay. Yeah. You're gonna make that shit happen. Yeah. And until then, after that, just keep your ears peeled, everyone. What socials can everyone find you on if they wanted to look you up? Maybe look into some merch.
Everything, yeah. Check out our website, fatetofine.com. Straight up.
Yeah.
We got everything there. But yeah, we're on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and we're on everything. So hit us up, reach out, buy a shirt. comment and tell us that you love us or that we're ugly. That's cool too. Whatever.
No.
Whatever you gotta do.
All of the streaming platforms too, Spotify, YouTube, whatever,
Right.
anywhere you listen.
Yep. Everything.
Killer. You guys, you
Thank you so
have a
much.
beautiful Black Wednesday and happy Thanksgiving to everyone, to you guys first and foremost, from us, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone from Savage Ladies of Metal. And I am Fran the Savage. Crypt Keeper out.